tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
It's a hair and braids.
We could put our parents in braids.
Let's if we put it into braids and then we wrapped it around and then we gave them the flowers sticking together. And then when we did this,
May I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
put your hands up, it's better!
No. Sarah, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, you. I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of a. You guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're
Dr.
Robot. Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's a
Dang.
lot, like actual human beings.
Were you gonna?
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me. Or Wolf at all. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like...
I am fairly
urine.
certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline, you have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some kind of...
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to close out.
So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find more family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our hearts. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. The question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect.
You ever been kicked so hard with full velociraptor?
And we're live! Hi, everybody! That was exactly how I wanted to start the stream. Welcome, everybody, to Indigo Chameleon. I'm your good buddy Scribe. I'm going to be DMing this one shot of the Indigo Explorers League. We have a few announcements before we get started for tonight's game. I love you all so much. Here, hi Moswald. Hey, buddy. Here on Indigo Chameleon, we have an amazing Discord that you can come and hang out with us when we're not streaming. This has memes, and we've got some play-by-post, and we have all sorts of interesting things. So come and hang out with us on the Discord. We'd love to have you come and hang out, and that's also where we do our recruiting. Hello, Miss Adi. We also have a shop. Indigo Chameleon tonight is sporting one of our cool Karma shirts. This is our Karma Pride shirt. But we have shirts and stickers and all sorts of amazing, crazy awesomeness in that shop. We also have like 3 mugs that we've ordered from the shop already, so be sure to do that if you want to rock some Indigo Chameleon merch. Let's talk about the schedule. Lots of interesting things happening here on Indigo Chameleon and beyond. On Friday night, tomorrow night, we have another episode of Never. It's our 5e game set in Neverland, where these heroes are going to be playing a one-shot in. In tomorrow night's episode, they're going to be going into a dungeon. Not only that, but one of the characters has to miss, so we get to see the next incarnation of Edwin Reynolds tomorrow night. And of all the incarnations, this one's definitely the weirdest. So you're not going to want to miss Magnoth playing in Neverland tomorrow night. Plus, one of our characters goes through a extreme metamorphosis. That's all I want to say. So you're going to have to tune in tomorrow night as someone's class is about to shift completely.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
So you're not going to want to miss that tomorrow night in Never. On Saturday night, we encourage you to go over and to Icky V's channel. Starting at 8 o'clock, there's some D&D. You want to tell us a little bit about that campaign that's going on?
Sure. We've got a homebrew world. It's called Eberroth. It's based upon the Land of Dragons. There is a group of people that have been knighted by ghosts of the former Circle of Ash who are trying to stop the tide of darkness. And we've got a bunch of things coming up in the campaign, and they get to choose which way we're going to go. So tune in for that.
Pre-game with Icky V on her stream around 9:30. We're going to be doing a game of Dread on Indigo Chameleon. I love Dread. It's a horror sci-fi storytelling game. So we'll be doing that Saturday night around 9:30 and having some drinks while we play Dread, if I can stand to drink alcohol at that point. Sunday, you have another stream, correct, Icky?
I do. I actually am going to be doing it's going to be Eberroth based, and it is going to be a couple of characters doing some stuff. My sister will be joining us for her very first D&D game ever, which is super exciting. And yeah, that's going to be Sunday.
We always want to support newbies, and especially like family newbies. So how about this? Moswald and Audie, I know you're in the room right now. Any one of the players from the campaigns, from one of my campaigns that goes and supports Icky's sister in particular and screams and yells and shows some love her way, you'll find some extra gold in your character's inventory. So I'm not against bribing my character. So because we want to make Icky's sister feel extremely loved. Yes. Nitro.
Can I get some extra gold?
You'll get
You
some.
can come play if you want.
What?
Well, you had my curiosity, and now you have my attention. So
They're excited. It's just nipples.
How about this, Icky? Icky, go ahead and post if you feel comfortable. Post your Discord invitation over in Habitat or something like that, and that way Mr. Flinbin Tibbs can join up and
he can take a peek at all the glorious homebrew races that I have.
They're amazing. After you watch that stream, there's a possibility that Plaster Dragon, you guys might have something going on in the evening.
Yeah, we're looking for a producer still, but Astro is going to continue homebrewing his space-based setting for a space-based campaign. I think you were there when he was working on his spaceships, possibly.
I was. So this is awesome. So tune in, keep attuned to the Plaster Dragons to make sure you don't miss
6 to 8 p.m.
And then at 8, I got some Wild West fun as we create some characters for a Wild West tabletop game that I'm very excited about. And I'm going to steal that cowboy hat back from Indigo Chameleon.
You can certainly try.
Cowgirl up.
Better men have tried. Monday night is going to be gaming with me. I think we got some more Undertale, which I've been really enjoying hanging out with somebody sometime. Wolf Garin's offspring, and he teaches me how to play that game every Monday. So
He's the master.
Tuesday night is Wonder. It's our 5e game set in Wonderland. It's a doozy, kids. The last episode was a bit of a doozy. That's all I can say. So tune in to see some amazing combat and hopefully nobody dies, including the caterpillar. Wednesday night, you can catch me over at the Plaster Dragon doing Something Wicked This Way Comes, the modern day 5e game set in Boston. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, we're probably going to be having another one-shot here on Indigo Chameleon. So I'll let you guys know. It's either going to be a one-shot or a brand new talk show based on obscure Disney movies. So more of that later. I think that's it for announcements. That's it for announcements this week. Once upon a time, with the Indigo Explorers League. Gang, you have been working together as a team quite a bit since you were all sort of thrust together into Neverland. It's easy to become a group of adventurers that get along after you went through the ordeal that you all went through before. Banding together to save this small girl by the name of Daisy in Neverland. Daisy is a Never boy who had come down with this plague or this sickness, and based on the cunning and the magic and basically the heart of all of the adventurers before me, you were able to band together to save Daisy's life. Daisy has remembered this, and I think she's made an impression on all of you as well. And you have been chomping at the bit. Even though your adventures have taken you other places, you have been waiting for a time to go back and return to Neverland. And sure enough, your time has come. You've waited patiently. Thank you, Monswald, for gifting subscriptions. And thank you, Plaster Dragon, for 10 months, almost a year. We appreciate you guys. Everybody tuning in, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We cannot do what we do without you. You all find yourselves back once again, stepping through a portal into Neverland. Once again, Neverland is this unique place, and it creates a longing. You don't know if it's Daisy. You think she has a huge thing to deal with it, but it's not necessarily a drug. It's the smells are a little bit more vibrant. The sights around you seem to pop with colors that are missing from everyday life occasionally. So when you step through that portal and see everything there is to see, it feels like you're coming back home. You have taken this portal not to the destination of where the last sort of occurrence of extraplanar activity was detected. You've taken this portal to the foot of a large tree in Neverland. It is about midday, and you find yourselves at the foot of this tree house. What would you like to do?
Where's Daisy?
Give me perception checks as you look about.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
First roll of the night. Oh,
Yeah.
Get it out of the way, right?
That's only slightly worse than my Nat 3.
We're very excited to be back in Neverland.
We're a little disoriented from the portal. That's what it is.
Sure.
9.
9, Flinbin. Pax.
My innate perception turned my 15 into a 14.
That might be the one to beat.
Still the best roll.
Modded 20.
Modded 20. So you guys are all sort of looking about because you're expecting a greeting, and it's you, Stream, who immediately upon getting into Neverland, once again, feel the earth beneath your feet and how it reaches up, and you get that familiar feeling. And as it does, a few leaves drop down from the trees up. And as you sort of look up, you see Daisy standing on the roof of the treehouse, and she goes like this.
And I would just kind of real slightly nod.
Okay. And she tries to scoot you out of the way.
I will take a step to the left.
Okay.
Just to kind of pretend I'm looking around.
You hear as Daisy jumps off of the treehouse and onto Pax, tackles. Pax, you look up just in time to see this little fireball of a girl come jumping off of this treehouse, wooden shield that she's made in one hand and the other hand, and barreling towards you. What do you do?
I give a primordial shout to match the one that I just heard.
Yes.
And dropping my shield and my hammer, I throw my arms wide.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm not even gonna make you make a hug check right now. I think it's innate. You wrap your arms around Daisy, and she wraps her arms around you, and she looks at you, and she's like, Did you hear my roar?
I did, and it was awesome.
I was
Incredible.
I was working on it so much, and I scared myself one time, and I peed a little bit. But it's okay.
I think I just peed a little bit. It was that.
You did?
Yes.
I did. That makes her so happy. So she goes, what are you all doing here?
Tickle attack!
She puts the shield up and she like crouches down on the ground and she like looks over at Flimbin.
We have another job here, little one, and we thought maybe you could help us, given how powerful you are and how well you know the area.
You are right to trust me. I'm very powerful. You have come to a right place. I'm gonna help you, but I'm gonna need money, because I need money to do stuff.
That seems only right, yes.
Okay. And she'll reach behind her and she'll like pick up some rocks and she'll hand you the rocks and be like, pretend this is money.
Here, take this money that I just found outside here. And I hand her the rocks.
And she'll take the rocks and she'll go, this is more money than I need. And she'll hand one of the rocks back to you.
You are kind and generous.
And she'll put the rocks back in her pouch. And she says, okay, what are you all looking for?
Well, Pax is going to go down on one knee in front of her. I've got something for you.
What?
If I can here, and he's going to take out the satchel, a smallest satchel, and he's going to put it over her shoulder and everything, and open it up and pull out a picture book that anybody that can read says Neverland stories on it. And he goes, I brought this for you, and it's pretty worn. You can tell that these pages have been turned.
Yeah.
And he opens it up and shows her right in the center. There's a pressed daisy there. I've thought of you every day, and I got this so that we never leave you again. And at the back of the page, he pulls out a photograph of the entire group that was taken right after we left Neverland last time. And
I think she doesn't know what to do. Like she's looking at and she's just enamored. And I never got a present before.
This is, I haven't stopped thinking about you, little one. You're my life and my heart.
Oh, she's like, I have the same thing, but it's different. And she'll run back up the tree and then she'll come back down and she'll like hold a coconut out to you. And there's like little, like looks like holes plugged into the coconut.
For me?
Yeah. Well, because you're here, I don't need him.
And who is this?
And she opens the coconut, and it's a little tiny lizard. It looks like she's made like a little bed out of leaves, and she's like, "It's you, Pax. See, it's like a little Pax."
I'm gonna go now. I'll be back later.
And he's gonna pick her up and just squeeze her. And
I think she just spends a little bit of time, like not even thinking about the mission that you guys are on, but she spends a little bit of time with each of you, showing you the treehouse and sort of the modifications she's done with it. There is someone new while you all are here. As she leads you up to the top of the treehouse, there's a gentleman in the treehouse. He's an older man. He's covered in tattoos from this arm down and this arm down. And he's got long, dark hair. He's not standing. He's crouched on the edge of this tree and begins to like just sort of survey the surroundings. As you all enter into the tree, he stops and looks back at you all and nods and then goes back to surveying everything. Daisy ignores him completely and just begins to show you guys the treehouse. Little rooms that she's made for everybody. Texas, I think she has a little like area set up for each of you. It's not a huge treehouse, but you all have your own like corner of the space. Like Stream, she has a cup of water, and she just like pours the water back and forth like for Stream and like sets it up over here. And then for Flim and Tibbs, she's made you an arrow, like a little like arrow, but it's not gonna fly at all. Like it's just not gonna.
Breaking my heart.
I know, but she's handed you a little arrow. For you, Texas, it looks like she's tried to like make a crude facsimile of a cowboy hat, out of like big leaves and stuff like that, and she puts it on. She's like, "Hi, partner."
That's
like,
perfect.
and like puts it on, and then Zavrin, as you come into the space, she has a little like side table. She takes a little bit of mud and like smears it on her face a little bit, and she's like, "I'm Zavrin."
Where did you go? I can't see you.
It's okay. I'm right here. It's me, and it's still like smeared all over her face, but now it's on her hands. And
Oh,
stuff.
there you are. That was amazing.
I've gotten too good. And she'll put the stuff to the side. You guys spend an evening with it's about midday. You guys spend a little bit of time just in the house and letting Daisy, as little kids are wont to do, like, these are all the things I play with. Like, let me show you each thing individually. And it starts to get pretty late into the evening. You know from your mission briefing beforehand that you were close to wherever this anomaly, extraplanar energy is coming from. You have the choice of pursuing where it is or resting here for the evening and setting off in the morning.
I think Pac's choice is resting here in the evening.
Sure.
Maybe hearing some stories and things of that nature.
Oh yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. She will get a fire going, and she will have Pax sit down in front of the fire, and she will sit in Pax's lap. And this time, she will read Neverland to you all. She will read stories of Peter Pan, and she doesn't know how to read, so she's making up stories but showing you guys pictures. You know, and she's got like a basic understanding of words and things like that. So she's like, and then the title page attacked the town. It was very scary. And then and then the table of contents said no, 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 and she just continues on and telling these stories. And after a while, she does the same thing where she just sort of passes out. Wrapped around the love that this little impromptu family has shown her. If you would like to do a watch schedule, you're more than welcome to.
Before she passes out, is there something that Pax could do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as she closes the book and she's kind of showing where everybody is going to rest, you'd have a few seconds before she conks out.
Little one, all of us have gotten gifts for you that we want to share now, just to let you know how important you are to us. And Pax is going to go into his haversack and start pulling out items. First is going to be a vest that has a camouflage pattern on it and everything, and he puts it on her, and taking off the Velcro's little flap, there's a pocket there, and on that is a Indigo chameleon emblazoned on it.
Whoa, she doesn't think to take it off. She just continues to like look at it like this, like looking down. This is very nice.
You can wear it at any time. Not only that, it can help you sneak around and nobody will even see you.
I'm really sneaky, but sometimes I trip, so this would be nice.
Still make it super sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got you this. And he holds up a bright red slingshot with yellow markings on it and everything.
Oh.
And hands it to her and said, now, this is an important thing. You never point this at your friends, okay? But this slingshot should probably do some really good stuff for you. You'll be excited about what it can do.
I will be very safe with and she like fires it off. Like she points it over to the trees and fires it off. Ooh. First, let's roll an attack here. Okay. Okay.
It is a Max Claws.
So Daisy picks up the slingshot and she goes, I'm going to be super careful with this. And just sort of aims it at a random tree. And it looks like a good shot. And as this thing flies out of the slingshot going towards the tree, it impacts the side of the tree and blows a huge chunk out of it. As like you see the little ball bearing that flies from the slingshot, almost start to glow a little bit as it gets close to the tree, and as it impacts the tree, it just goes whoosh, and like the side of the tree like explodes just a little bit. And she like looks over at that. She looks down at the slingshot. She's like, I'm becoming too powerful.
One last thing, and this.
What
this
did you
is...
give her?
I'm so glad we all discussed this.
It's okay.
What's that been for the naughty kids?
It's okay, Flynn Ben Zabrin. We're friends. I'm not gonna shoot you.
Finally, he. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He takes out something wrapped in burlap and everything, and carefully unwraps it. And what he has is a shield that is almost identical to his shield, except it's smaller, and has an obvious place that's been cut out where she can shoot her slingshot around it while she's wearing it. And she gives her the shield.
She was tired, but not anymore. She has shiny new things to play with, and I think she spends another hour like running around and being like, "It's like I'm Indigo Chameleon," and like firing slingshots, and you're just watching as chunks of trees just go explode in the night air, sending these little like, and after a while she hugs everybody and is just happy to have you around. Pax, you're last, buddy, as she comes up and she shows you to your spot. And it's a big room. It's her room, and you notice that there's a chair in the corner of the room. She goes and sleeps in this little like bed, and she brings you over to the chair, and she looks concerned for a second, and then brings you over to the chair, and she puts you down, and she's like pushing you backwards into the chair.
And I allow her to do so. You go back into the chair.
She backs away from you, and walks out of the room, and then comes back into the room and like looks at you and looks at the placement of the bed and goes over to the bed and shifts it slightly. And then walks out of the room again and then comes back into the room and looks at you in the chair and like nods as if she's studying something. And she's content and happy, and she goes, That's where the dad sits. I think I remember that. Okay.
And I put my arms out.
Yeah. And I think she'll come give you one more hug, and then she'll have you sit in the chair, and then she'll just go lay down in the bed as if she's having some sort of severe, like, deja vu or remembrance. What is my watch schedule for that night? As Daisy settles down, we can do 2 shifts, or we could do 3 shifts of 2, or we could do.
Yeah, I'll totally take first watch.
I was gonna say I'll take first.
Texas and Zabrin.
I have a feeling that Pax will be sitting and watching Daisy.
Yeah, so somebody's going to be flying solo.
And
I'll take the solo session because it's gonna be like real dusty, I'm sure, up there.
Well, if we're doing 3 too, then that means.
Oh, let's do this. Flinbin and Stream, you take the second one, and the Order of the Tribe, Desbahai's friend, will take third watch and allow you all to sleep. So Stream and Flinbin, you take the second. Pax is staying put. He's not leaving his chair. And then Zavrin and Texas. Texas and Zavrin, you guys are up second watch. I need you to go ahead and give me perception checks. If somebody wants to grant the other one advantage, you can do that instead.
And just
How's your
so
perception?
you know,
Plus
I rolled
5?
Oh, yeah, you take advantage then.
Okay.
Billy,
What's up,
I
Pax?
rolled a D2 just now, and I got a 2 on it.
A D2.
So
Got it.
requires 2 hours less. So.
Yeah, 2 hours of just staying up in her presence. Got it.
With that advantage, I'll have a 24.
24.
So thank you.
Zavrin and Texas, you guys sort of set up walking the perimeter of the treehouse. You're a bit higher up. You're less worried about anything happening at this point because you'd be able to see it coming. The night goes on somewhat quietly until the end of your watch. Zavrin, I got to respect the 24. You're studying the horizon and sort of looking down, and your senses kick in. Something about being a changeling and understanding when something is amiss or that innate ability within you. Your eyes dart to the right, and as they dart to the right, you see what looks to be a flash of red fabric. It's out of sight by the time you turn. You don't hear any movement, but it's almost like out of your periph, you're catching red fabric that's making its way off.
I'm gonna take a note of the direction, and then I'm gonna let Texas know what's up.
Texas, Zavrin let you know of this flash of red fabric.
Well, did it look like dangerous red? I mean, is this enough that we need to go investigate, or just keep an extra eye on things?
Do we remember from that council meeting any of them being attired in red? Like, was this pirate red, or was this...
Pirate red. That's good. Tell you what, it is nighttime, and Zavrin, I'm going to assume that you have dark vision as a changeling.
Probably.
Double check that for me.
Let me see. No, actually, it doesn't look like I do. I see additional sense types, but I don't see anything flagged out.
Then we'll say because the tree house is amazing that there were some torch lights going.
Okay.
The pirate captain from before was wearing a bit of red, but there was nothing else and no one else at that council meeting was wearing that vibrant color of red.
Don't remember seeing any red like this before on this island, so could be good red, could be bad red. Didn't look like it was coming towards us. Maybe file it away for reference, unless you want to go exploring.
No, I say if we're watching here, we stay here.
All right. Then we'll just let everybody else know and keep our eyes peeled for more movement.
Sure.
Texas and Zavrin, your watch ends with nothing else happening. You're on alert now until the very end of your watch and sort of spotting for any other trace of this red fabric, but you don't see any. After a while, it's time to wake up Stream and Flinbin for their watch.
All right. When I wake them, I will let them know about where I saw the red and what was going on, and that probably be wise to be a little bit cautious.
All right. Stream and Flinbin, I extend the same offer to you. If you both want to make perception rolls, or if one of you wants to make a roll at advantage.
What's your perception, Flinbin?
Mine is a +7.
Same as mine.
Let's have you do it at advantage.
Okey poke.
Make your perception shine.
That is a.
It's a math.
Math.
It's a math.
25.
25. Okay. You guys are killing it in the perception department. Sure. Stream, let's do this. You guys are doing the same thing. You're doing the watch. You don't see the flash of red that you're looking for. However, at one point in the night, you hear this.
Somebody nudge Pax.
Sorry.
He's snoring again.
Would I know what kind of animal that came from?
Give me a nature check.
Professor, give me a thermal check.
I was gonna say, wait, am I in the right area?
Yeah, you wake up. You wake up the professor, and he's like, "All right, man, I'll do a little scanny scan, and you'll know the planny plan."
A 19.
You're the manny man.
As the professor goes, "It's a real big animal, like real close." As soon as he says that, it clicks in your head. You think it's a moose call. And as you sort of like tilt your head, the largest moose you have ever seen walks close to the tree, like stumbles into camp and is like looking around for something.
You know what? We should wake up everybody so they can see this largest moose ever.
It is like the size. It is the largest
Especially
moose
Pax.
you've ever
We should
seen.
get Pax to come see this moose.
Do I have like? I would assume I would have some rations. Can I break off some like rations, like granola, and just like sprinkle it around for the moose?
Sure. Are you going down to the ground? Or are you just going to be like manna from heaven? Like you're just like
Exactly. Manna from heaven. I'm just gonna sprinkle it around.
Yeah.
You know, I'm familiar with moose, and they tend to draw out bears. Do I see anything out there?
You don't see any bears.
Professor, bear check. Go.
Professor goes, yeah,
Wait,
man.
wait, is Pat still in his pajamas because he was asleep?
It doesn't matter. We should get him up. He wants to see this. He loves moose.
Your professor starts doing a bear check. The moose looks at the food and sniffs it a little bit and starts eating some of the rations. But Stream, you just get the sense that it's looking for something, and this ain't it. You've never seen a contemplative moose before, but this moose is definitely searching the camp.
Pax will know. He is a moose master.
Do you go wake up Pax?
Absolutely. He would definitely want to see this. 1000%.
Pax, you feel a gentle nudge at your shoulder.
Some smoke comes out as I'm waking up. What?
Your dreams have come true. We found a moose. It's the biggest one I've ever seen. You gotta see it.
And he picks up Mr. Tibbs and chucks him out the room.
Moose!
Oh man.
Stream, what are you doing while all of the moose shenanigans?
Can I cast Speak with Animals?
You can.
Pax, can you do the voice?
No, he doesn't know what the moose is gonna say.
Are you
wish
sure?
I did right now.
Now I gotta.
I'm just gonna kind of like try to get it to tell me or show me what it's looking
Does mime.
Hello.
Hello.
He's just looking around the camp.
I'm up here.
Oh, that's where the food came from.
That was me.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Hey, have you seen a cup?
I have not.
I'm looking for a cup. It's like a little tin cup with a moose on it.
Oh my gosh.
I can keep my eyes open for it, and if I see it, I'll bring it back here.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's an heirloom.
That would be unfortunate for you to lose it.
It would.
How do they hold such a tiny cup with those big old
Well, thanks a lot. Come
Have
on.
a good night.
Come on, buddy. and he'll sort of gesture off to the side, and this little squirrel will climb up his back and sort of sit on him, and
Moose and squirrel.
and the moose goes, I think I'm catching it over this way, maybe near the cliff's edge, and the moose just goes wandering off into the night.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Who dat moose? Icky, as it leaves, that question resonates within you.
Absolutely.
Who dat moose?
Still in moose, I will say that out loud to the group, but nobody else can understand me.
A slight.
Speaking moose.
As you say that, the god of no, I'm kidding. No, that's your watch.
Boris and Natasha up here.
Boris and Natasha. Your watch ends. You guys all wake up the next morning. Daisy is up bright and early and is sort of gathering fruit and vegetables and trying to prepare a spread for you guys. Doesn't know if she has enough food as she looks at the amount of people that have surprised her. She's down from the treehouse, and you hear her yell out.
Is it a happy yell?
No, it's I found something.
I hop on the staff and fly down right out the window.
Zavrin is off this thing and flying down to where she is. I think everybody else goes down as well.
How high are we on this?
You're about 30 feet up, I believe, at this point. Zavrin, you're there first as everybody catches up. She's holding a red cloak. This red cloak seems to be tangled up in some like prickly bushes. It looks like it was left in behind.
Well, since Zavrin got there first, he's gonna recognize the.
I was gonna say that looks like the same color red I saw last night. Yeah.
It does, very much so.
I saw this last night. It was farther away, and I didn't get a really good look. But whoever was wearing this was running late last night. Do you know anything about this cloak, Daisy?
Was the moose wearing a cloak when you saw it?
No, the moose
was not.
The moose was naked.
Moose? What moose?
That is an excellent question.
There was a moose?
Apparently.
Yes. You guys missed it. It was awesome.
Why didn't you wake me up? I would have loved to see a moose.
I tried to wake up Pax and then get you guys, but he threw me. Which is not cool.
Fly.
Daisy looks upset when you ask her if you recognize what this is, and she holds out her hands to see the cloak.
Okay.
And she puts the cloak on the ground, and as she does, she looks at Zavrin, she looks at Pax, Stream, Texas Flimbin. She doesn't want to do something, and then she like closes her eyes and takes like a little like dagger and just gives her like one of her fingers a little prick, like just a little quick like prick on it, and a little tiny drop of blood will drop out of her hand and it'll hit the cloak. As it hits the cloak will ripple, like it almost as if like there's a ripple of odd arcane energy that kind of flows through it. And she nods her head and she goes, these are the quiet men.
Who was wearing the cloak was the quiet men, or the cloak itself?
No, who wears the cloak is the quiet men. They're kind of like the boogeyman. They're, they told me, like Thistle told me they're not real. Like but somebody else told me that they are real, and they wear the red cloaks, and sometimes they come down from the mountains.
Well, we were headed up the mountains, so That's the last place the portal, or the interplanar energy was.
They you're supposed to be really quiet. And if you're really, really quiet, then they can't find you.
What did they do?
They take people.
They
Where
come
is-
here and they take people? How many people have they taken?
This many? I don't know. They sometimes come down and they take people, but it's a game. You just have to be really, really quiet if you see the red.
Where's the guy who was on third watch?
He's up top, and
Okay.
he's staring down, and in response, you sort of look up, and you're holding the cloak up, and he shakes his head and looks confused as if he didn't see anything.
Just show it to the professor.
Sure. Ooh. Okay. So you guys watch as that sort of glowing, floating orb, Flinbin gets it out of his bag and it begins to revolve around. And as it does, weird lights begin to shine over this cloak. And he speaks up a little bit. He's like, "Hey, boss, man, you may want to burn this. I'm picking up on weird stuff from this cloak."
All right, you're the man.
Necromantic stuff, blood stuff. You may want. Yeah, like these aren't necessarily red cloaks.
Can I Arcana check this thing based on that and see if I can find anything else out? or-
Absolutely, Zavrin. Give me an Arcana check as the professor starts speaking up.
Ooh, 25.
You have heard of clothing, sometimes associated with particular cults and sects. Never in Neverland. This has never been reported of anything of this sort. Cloaks and sects that wear clothing that absorbs the blood of their victims, and the cloak becomes a carapace. It's almost like a vampire that wears the vampirism on their sleeve, so that while they're wearing the cloak, they can stave off disease and old age and never grow up, but do so in a way at the sacrifice of blood, at the sacrifice of life.
So it's like a form of Lost Boy that gets its youth from others.
Correct. Rather than finding it itself, it takes it.
Yeah, I think the professor is right. I think we should burn this. Let's take it to a clearing so we don't damage any of the trees. And
Daisy, how'd you know to prick your finger? Why'd you do that?
Because sometimes only if it's real bad. Like if sometimes I toot sometimes, and I can't be really quiet, and if you're really quiet, then the quiet man can't get you. But if somebody accidentally sneezes or toots, they're going to come over to where you are, but you can get them to stop if you prick your finger and you do a little drop and then you run away.
so you know that they're real because you've seen. Now, what do they look like? The men that wear the cloaks.
You're not supposed to look.
So you've never seen them.
I saw the red one time, but it was probably like a Lost Boy playing a joke on me.
I don't know. It may not have been. They're their own version of a Lost Boy. They stay young by stealing it from others.
Stealing's not nice.
It's not. And we're gonna have to stop them.
I will shoot them in the face.
That is a good plan.
I don't want to waste. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead, Texas.
I just don't want to waste any more time. We got here last night. It's time to go. It's time to take care of this thing. And if this is part of it, then this is part of it. We might have two jobs while we're up there.
I think that this is probably part of the job because this is definitely not native to to Neverland. I suspect that this is coming in from some other plane, and that's why we were sent here, to get rid of this. I just think we should find an open spot on the way and torch it.
That's fine.
Near water.
Yeah. Daisy, hearing that everybody's about to set off, looks about, and it's weird that Thistle and the rest of the group has not come back yet. And she kind of shrugs and goes, "Oh, they must have spent the night somewhere else." And she goes, "Well, we gotta do this for Indigo Chameleon." And she runs upstairs. Yeah, and she runs upstairs and she like gets all of her stuff. And she goes, "I'll take you guys to where that big hill is, if you want to. That's where they're supposed to come down."
While she's getting her stuff, I'm going to confide in the others. I mean, Thistle and the others may be in trouble. If they were out last night and we saw at least one of these things wandering through the trees, they may be in danger.
Well, then the best thing to do is go to the place where they're coming from.
Yes.
Who's as Daisy's sort of leading the way? What is my marching order, gang?
I'll be up front. I got good perception and investigation, so.
I'm fine to take the back then.
I'll go second, and I'll burn a pass without trace.
You go to do that, and Daisy goes, "That's okay. I'm really good at this now." And Daisy will cast Pass Without a Trace, so you can save that spell slot.
Okay.
As she casts Pass Without a Trace, she like looks over at you guys, and she's like, "Is it working?"
Absolutely.
Working very well.
Okay. It's working.
It is.
Zavrin and Daisy, Flinbin, Texas is near the back. Stream, I think Pax is probably going to be side by side with Flinbin, and then we got Stream in Texas.
Just in case he needs to fly again.
Yeah, you guys are walking towards this area. I think Stream, you set up the parameters of trying to find an area that's close to water. As you're beginning to walk, you come to a small sort of clearing, and up above you, like almost towering past these trees, you see this mountain, which would be like a mountain to a child, but this mountain is more of a large hill, with a path sort of leading up and up and up, but you can see the top of it. But you find the small clearing that's next to a running stream.
If we can gather up some wood, I'm happy to light the campfire. I can use prestidigitation.
Can't use it if you can't say it.
I know.
I can create bonfire and then put it out with water.
Oh, perfect.
Texas, you gather some wood. How close are we standing to this fire, kids?
I was going to hit it with a firebolt from a distance, but...
You can do that as well?
Having said that, I think I'm going to be about 20, 30 feet away.
All right.
I would be 30 feet away from it because in order to shape water to calm the flames, I would have to be 30 feet.
Okay.
What would you say if I were to explode this particular fire? What's the radius if I were to explode this fire?
Explode it?
Yeah.
You would just cast Explode level 3? Like, what is...
I don't know. Like if let's
explode
say,
it how?
If this fire were to suddenly explode by maybe something I did, what would be the radius of it?
What did you do?
Nothing yet.
What are you
Or
planning?
at all?
What are
Nothing.
you planning?
Flinbin...
I don't like the phrase
For
explode
instance,
fire.
let's just say if this fire exploded, what would be the radius of that explosion? You think?
Flinbin, in a magical world where this fire all of a sudden exploded, there's no telling.
All right, I will stand 30 feet away.
Okay.
Well, honestly, I'd be by the fire unless, like, are you saying that you're going to throw a fireball at this
No.
thing?
There's no reason
then
I
I'm
would
backing
be by
off.
the fire.
Don't trust it now. It seems so. terrible to be
I
here
wasn't
this
afraid
night.
of fire until about, I don't know, 3 minutes
As soon
ago.
as you said how close is everybody standing to this fire, I became deathly afraid of this fire.
All right, y'all. Back up 30 feet.
Why?
Stand as close as you like.
Be right next to it. By all means,
Because
let me
Where
create
is
bonfire on
Daisy
this thing.
standing?
Daisy plants the shield in the ground and peers over the top of the shield, 30
I would
feet
recom-
away.
That's it. I would recommend keeping a distance because this is a cloak that has been absorbing the life essence of people. We don't know what capabilities it has, how much of the being's abilities are within this cloak.
I'm going to be right next to Daisy, planting my shield and looking over it.
The bonfire is cast.
I'll stand behind the two of them.
I'm readying a
double
firebolt just in case this thing is actually alive and tries to get away.
The
This
firebolt.
turns into a movie scene.
No.
From the thing.
Flimpin, make a con save. No, I'm kidding. The bonfire is cast. There's a pause as the cloak doesn't seem to catch in the fire. Zabrin has not made any sort of qualms about, like, if this doesn't catch, we're still burning this thing. We're setting it aflame. And Zabrin prepares to cast his firebolt. However, there is an inhalation. There's no other way to describe it as in this wind that rushes past everyone towards the cloak. As the wind rushes past everyone sort of reflexively either looks behind them or scrunches up as it gets suddenly a little cold as the wind rushes towards the fire, and there is a as the cape ignites. Within the cape, you hear cries. You hear sort of echoing off in the distance as the cape begins to char and blacken in this fire that is raging over it until the last bit of red is engulfed in the cleansing flame. As that last bit of red is wiped away, the wind that was picking up around all of you suddenly quiets a bit. It's an odd feeling as you all look during the daytime, and there's a bit of a clearing out as 4 distinct shadows walk out of the remnants of this fire. 3 of them child-sized, and 1 of them adult-sized. The shadows walk out of the flames, and they all seem to turn in the direction of the party and bow their heads.
Is Daisy looking, and does it seem like she recognizes any of the silhouettes?
Daisy's looking, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of recognition on them. On her face. And one of the shadows does walk closer to the party and reaches down to the ground and just sort of runs their fingers through the grass and picks up a little bit of the grass and throws it in the air. And you hear this slight laugh on the wind, and then the shadows are gone. The cape is aflame.
I'll bow to the shadows.
After the shadows leave, I'll wait just like a moment or 2 more, and then I'll use shape water to pull some of the water over and put out the...
Sure. Yeah. It does not take long. The cape has been extinguished. The water sort of cleansing it, and you almost, it's almost ceremonial as the water flows out of the river, picks up the ashes, and sort of scatters it also into the water a little bit, cleansing the spot.
You knew that was going to happen, didn't you, little one?
No. I mean, sometimes. That's because that's what shadows are, right? They're like, sometimes like they're somebody's like best parts, but sometimes they're somebody's worst parts. But now they get to go back to the other parts.
They're free. We freed them. Now we have to stop it from happening to anyone else.
And shoot them in the face.
Yes.
Daisy will go over to where the grass is that was picked up and take a few of them and shove them in her pockets. Like that little area where the shadow was with the grass, and she'll shove it in her pockets, and she'll pick up the shield and start heading over towards the hill.
Pax is gonna just follow her.
Yep.
wherever she says.
Are we sneaking up? Daisy will take the lead here as we get close to this hill. Are we sneaking up, or are we walking just normally like we own the place?
Well, we got the pass without a trace. We may as well sneak.
Okay.
Before we leave, though, in Primordial, I just want to say thank you for the water and all that stuff to cleanse the land.
Give me a d20 and add your wisdom to that, please.
Okay. Not great.
It's okay.
That is a 12.
Yeah, it's just a simple prayer of thanks to the land. And you don't know if the grass beneath your feet responds, but you'd like to think it does.
Yeah.
I need stealth checks, plus 10 for everybody in the group.
I'll smile and nod at stream because I speak primordial, and I'm like, that was nice. Thank you. Plus
29.
10.
29?
Yep.
29 Flinbin.
With the plus 10, 21.
21 Zav.
20.
20 for Texas. Oh, wow.
Yep, needed it.
Stream.
27. I feel like a rogue again.
Look at you, Rogie Rogue. And Pax, he's shaking his head like he got a nat 20. I know it.
I rolled a 19.
Whoa!
And then I rolled a 6. And so I'm at 16.
That's okay. That's all right. Pax is having a little hard time. He's kind of clanking a little bit, but he's a little quieter than he normally is, which is good because as you get up close to this hill, there are two individuals. They're leaning against the side of this, looks like a pass that leads up the hill. They're wearing white shirts and black pants, and they're just engrossed in conversation.
And we're here looking for a planar portal, correct?
Correct. Looking for sort of planar energies.
Can we hear what they're saying?
Yeah, give me a perception check, Zav, as you get a little close and...
Ooh, 19 on the die. That's a 24.
Yeah, Zav, you get a little close and you tend to quiet out the sounds around you of nature and Daisy, who's like, what are they saying? And Zav, you listen in, and it's two people talking about, yeah, well, I mean, we only have to stay here for a few hours, right? That's how long he said it would take. And the other one will look at the other one and say, a few hours? I thought we had to be here like all day long. And the other one says, no, a few hours. Captain said if he's not down in a few hours, then it didn't go well, and go get the rest of the crew. And the guy next to him nods his head, and he goes, oh, all right.
Ooh.
Is there any recognition of these two? Perhaps they were at a
Funny story. As Zab gets close and he's looking, and Pax, you're starting to listen in too, these sound like Captain Avarium's men. Like the one guy that kind of pissed you guys off before. Like, And yeah, you recognize them.
How do you like that?
Just a small wisp of smoke leaves Paxton. Anybody next to him can feel him tensing up just a little bit.
So I'll sneak back to the party. Hey, guess what? Remember that obnoxious jerk of a captain that we didn't like?
Aye.
Apparently he's up the hill doing something. His men are supposed to wait there for him, and if it doesn't go well, then they're supposed to go back and get the whole crew. I'm not the best at imitating, and I do a quick change, so I look like Captain Avarium. I suppose I can try to sound like him.
We've seen his people, and I could actually make us all look like his crew.
Oh.
Oh no.
If y'all think that would be helpful.
Okay, so you look like Captain Varium, Zavrin.
I think that he's up the hill. I'd have to come from up the hill and back down. I could say that I sent a bird or something down. Is that something that he might do? Send a bird? I change back. I don't know why I'm doing that stupid voice. I'm not fooling anyone right now. That's just a waste of mediocre acting, really.
We'll all talk like pirates. It'll be fantastic. Talk like pirates. They'll be dirty
Have you
pirates.
ever been on water?
Daisy, is it possible that the captain might have a way to send word other than these two morons to get more crew?
Yes.
Would they believe it if I said I sent a bird?
I like birds.
I like birds too. Parrots.
Sometimes pirates have birds. And sometimes they have bird poop on them, and it's really funny.
All right, we'll see if we can get some bird poop on these pirates. So do we want to go with the plan of looking like pirates?
That's why they call it the poop deck.
Sure, and I could probably help you out. You're probably going to have to convince them, huh? And before you leave, I mean, I don't know. I could probably help them if you get in a tight spot when you really, really need to convince them of something.
All right.
Oh, wait. Who's little? Texas, you want to play a game?
Sure.
Daisy will come over and she'll take her shirt and sort of like undo the straps at the bottom, and she's like, you gotta, and she takes her cloak off.
It's 2 gnomes in a trench coat, isn't it?
Well, we call it 2 kids in a trench coat. And then she'll go, do you want to be top or you want to be bottom? You be top.
We all know she's the bottom.
You should sit on my shoulders.
Okay, and then she'll take the cloak and put the cloak on, and then she'll climb up on your shoulders and button the cloak back up, and just be like, "Hello."
Say hello to my little friend.
What are you casting?
All right. Well, before he leaves, I'm going to give him inspiration just in case he needs it when he's trying to convince him. Oh gosh, what am I going to say? 'Cause Avarium's in high places, and you'll come right down, and you'll see their faces. Oh, Avarium. In high places.
Nice.
Yes. Well, we are all inspired.
We are.
Take your inspiration dice.
Taken.
What D is that? What D12? D8? D10?
No, I'm pretty sure it's an 8. Hang on.
I think it's an 8. All right.
And I am.
What is the full plan?
Excellent question.
Since I'm the other little of the group, I'm gonna stealth in.
Well, if you guys
People
want,
in a trench coat is bad.
Well, there could be small pirates.
Is it the hammer? Is it?
Well, it
Gonna
sounded like
talk to him.
Captain Avarium's going to sneak over and then come down and talk to them. But I was offering I mean, we don't need to, but if we want to be reinforcements of the rest of their crew, just in case they get in a bind, um, uh, we can come up as the crew. It's just one of those things that if it would be better for us to just stealth over and sneak up on them, I mean, that's a pretty high level bit of magic there.
Yeah,
That might be better to save for later.
Why don't I
could
try
just
and
honk them on the head and knock them out?
That's fun too.
I like Stream's idea.
We don't waste
You
any
know,
magic.
we can't waste this. We can't waste this trench coat. I mean, we can't waste this trench.
Oh, it's
You know what? You can be the distraction that allows the rest of us to conk them on the head.
Texas.
It'd be an awesome plan.
Texas, am I on your shoulder, or are me and Flynn Ben going to be the distraction while you can't come on the head?
Oh, okay. See, I'm pretty good at talking my way into and out of things.
Flynn Ben and I will be the distraction.
You guys should be the distraction.
Okay. She climbs off
I
of.
find it very distracting.
She climbs off of your shoulders and climbs onto Flynn Ben Tibbs' shoulders, and she goes, "Flynn Ben, are you ready?"
I'm gonna cast guidance on Daisy and Flinnbin.
Okay. Flynn Ben and Daisy will walk a little ways past you all and down 30 feet away to where the pirates can see them if they walk into the clearing. What should I say, Flynn Ben?
Whatever you want, sweetie.
Okay.
It's fun doing a pirate thing. If you want to do a pirate thing, it's awesome.
Hello, pirates. Whatever you want, sweetie. The two of them stop and they look, and they see this little girl sitting on top of Flinnbin, and her arms are out of the trench coat, and she's waving, and she just looks disproportionate. She goes, the two pirates go, "Can we help you?"
I'm gonna change into Avarium and just kind of sneak up and be ready to come out from behind them just as backup.
I would say they're not paying any attention to you, so give me a stealth check as if you're going to sneak past them. Pass without a trace is not active.
Get them to come over here.
My stealth is a 16.
Yeah, you don't think they pay any sort of attention to you. They take a few steps forward, and you guys all watch as Zavrin climbs up the hill so he can come back down. Daisy goes, You come here. You come to where I am. You poops.
Ask him what a pirate's favorite letter is.
What's a pirate's favorite letter? And they look at her confused, and they go, what's the pirate's favorite letter?
It's the sea.
It's the sea. And
I always thought it was
the two pirates look very confused. They take their swords out at this point, and they are starting to walk towards Flinnbin and to.
I'm gonna make like I've been coming down the path now, and just gonna slip out. And why are you abandoning your posts?
Captain. Yeah. Sorry, Captain. We didn't mean to. We saw this.
Yes, I know. I sent a decoy to test you, and you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Deception check.
Can it be persuasion?
N-
Actually, they're the same. That's fine.
That's
Deception.
I was like, sure.
19.
Oh, we knew, Captain. We knew it was. That's why we're gonna go tell him that we're not gonna fall for it.
You drew your swords.
No, we were sharpening them, right? And one of them taps the other. It's like, yeah. We were just gonna sharpen them. It's time to sharpen swords. We do that sometimes. And they put the swords back.
What did I tell you?
Like what particular time, Captain? You tell us lots of things.
Pax is whispering to Texas. Now?
What was I going up there to do?
You was going up there to have a meeting.
Now?
And who was I meeting with?
We're not quite sure, Captain. You said He said something about it being mutually beneficial.
That's right. I didn't tell you because I didn't trust you.
Yeah.
So you weren't supposed to know.
No.
And if I came back, what was supposed to happen?
You was to come back and we was to head back to the ship. Hey, Captain.
Right. So?
Zavrin, did you cast a spell on yourself?
Did I cast a spell on myself?
You
no.
just... hey, Captain?
I just used my changeling ability.
Captain, where's all your stuff?
I left it up there. I'm going to be going back. I need you to head to the ship.
Did you change your pants, too?
Yes, it was part of the deal. They wanted me clothes.
You was naked up on the hill.
Well, no, they gave me these clothes. Of course I wasn't naked.
Oh.
My underwear's still on.
Alright, now give me another deception check, please, as we talk about your underwear being gone.
Alright, this one is a 24.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me. I can't tell you how many hills I've climbed and left my underwear up topside.
We're dealing with strange otherworldly beings. You don't know what they want any more than I do.
Alright.
But we're finally going to have the upper hand at last.
Sure. Alright, Captain. Yeah.
Isn't that what you want? Riches and fame and finally getting rid of them never boys and lost boys.
Yeah, I mean, they are quite annoying, ain't they?
Right.
Alright, we'll head back to the ship then, Captain, if you says you got it.
Indeed, I do.
Alright. I think as that happens, they get halfway down the path when it's too good not to. Captain Avarium begins walking down the path. And gets about halfway down and stops and looks down at you. Well, I can't say you're not handsome.
And I can't say the same for you.
The captain will look over the side of the hill and look down at the two men and say, "Pull your swords out, dinguses."
Belay that order.
Hang on. He ain't wearing me clothing. I'm the real Captain Avarium.
No, he's not. He's a shapeshifter.
What?
I explained it all to you.
These men are so confused. Daisy's still standing there off in the distance. Captain Avarium, you know what? No, let's play this out. Captain Avarium will take a pistol out and draw to fire. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
I
know. Max.
Now.
Now.
Wow. Okay, 20 to 25, kids.
21.
21. Flinbin.
23.
23.
Nice.
I rolled a 19.
There we go. Flinbin. Texas. 20 to 15.
19.
17.
Oh no.
Roll off. Roll off for me, Pax. Give me another D20.
1.
100.
All right. Captain's going before you, buddy. And then Pax.
Just the way he wanted it.
And then the men. And then Stream. What did you get?
10.
Look, they can't all be winners. Okay.
And my +1 to initiative, guys.
We need someone to heal us after we've all done dumb things.
Okay.
Wait, I get to do dumb things first. I'm first dumb thing doer.
Flinbin, you are up
That
first.
you are. And you have guidance.
Yeah.
Don't
And you have Daisy.
And you have a daisy on your shoulder.
Ooh. Does Daisy go? When does Daisy go in the initiative?
You don't know.
Oh, poopsicle. All right. Well, in that case, I will Hunter's Mark the cap.
Okay. You throw back the cloak, and as if to have this grand reveal of it was really us, two people in a trench coat, and begin casting your spell of a Hunter's Mark, identifying the captain. And Daisy is like looking down at you and being like, "Do we still talk like this?"
Absolutely, it's all pirates.
You've cast Hunter's Mark. That's your bonus action. What are you doing with your action?
I will take a shot with the bow.
Who are you shooting at?
This is the captain.
The captain. All right.
Yes.
Give me a attack against the captain.
22.
22 will hit. Roll damage for me.
10.
10. All right, 10 points of
For the
damage.
first shot?
All right, you're taking a second shot.
That one is a 26.
What are you firing with? Is this a long bow, short bow?
Yes.
Do you need a bonus action to reload that short bow? Or long bow?
I think he just gets 2 attacks per action.
You just get 2 attacks? All right,
2
let's
attacks
go for
per
that.
action. Because it's a longbow, not a...
Yeah, crossbows, I think you need bonus action. to
Gotcha.
reload.
Take another attack.
12.
A 12 to hit or 12 damage?
Total. It was a 26 to hit.
26 to hit. 12 total. 22 points of damage to the captain right off the jump. Oof a doof. You doing anything with your movement?
No, because I don't want Daisy to fall.
Good. All right. Thank you. Texas, you are up next.
I would actually like to hold my action.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, so I'm waiting for. I'm holding my action until he makes an aggressive move towards us.
Right.
But I'm
All right.
hoping we can get a little
Well,
bit
he
of.
did draw a pistol.
He did.
He did draw. He didn't fire.
Okay.
I'm hoping we can get some words before he's dead.
Okay. I'll say you're
My action
holding.
until an aggressive move is actually. I'm almost like I'm just pushing myself down an initiative. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll allow that. That's your turn. Zav.
Yeah, crap. I hadn't wanted to engage in any violence just yet, but
Is there a problem, officers?
yeah, I felt like we still could have talked our way out of this, but I was gonna go with "I'm you from the future" next, but
An oldie but a goodie.
that's right. But all right,
Listen, I'm not saying it's too late. You do you. Live your truth. Chase that paper.
yeah, but we just lost our 2 gnomes in a trench coat, and one of them shot him furiously. So I feel like that
Sure.
puts us at a little too much of a disadvantage. So I'm gonna use the gray staff and throw a charge of hold person at him.
Okay. What is the save on hold person?
It is a wisdom save.
Of.
Let me see if it uses my save or one from the staff.
Not with a natural 8 on the dice. No, it's
All right.
Yeah,
he is-
unless
so
it's
he is
obscenely
held.
low. Yeah, he is held. The captain draws his pistol and seems to lock into place. On his turn, does this whole person go to the end of your turn on the staff, or does he get a chance to
I
fight
believe
it?
he gets. Let me see. At the end of each of their turns, they can make another wisdom save.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say that he is held in place for this turn, and that roll was his. Let's do another roll to see if at the end of this he fights through. He does not. So he is still held
All
in
right,
place.
he is still held in place.
The men are confused, but they did see somebody shoot at the other guy, so I think they're going to take off running. But Pax, you're up first. But these guys are looking a little jumpy.
Kill or conk.
Who do you say that to? Texas?
I say that to Texas.
Kill or conk?
Am I able to speak? 'Cause
Not on your turn. No, Pax. You go kill or conk.
Having seen the hold, he's gonna leap out and lovely tap both of the guys on the head if he's able to.
Bang bang Pax's silver hammer.
Yeah, Pax, you stand up out of the bushes, and these guys go, "Oh crap, we remember that one." And a little bit of smoke comes out of your mouth, and you go running forward. Give me attack rolls. You're specifying non-lethal damage, correct?
Non-lethal damage. That's going to be a 22. I'm assuming will work.
Yep.
And a 19.
Both of those will hit my poor squishy minions. Poor squishy boys.
And let's see, where did that go? First one, on one, it's going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage, okay.
And on the second one, ouch, 12 points.
Okay. That is your action. You do anything with your bonus action?
I don't know. Are they still standing?
They are. One of them is barely standing. They are both still standing.
I'm going to yell freeze and let a gout of smoke leave my lips as I do so.
Give me an intimidation check, buddy. You can substitute your strength modifier here if you would like.
Intimidation. That'll be a 21.
Yep. They were planning on leaving, but they are not.
And down. And that'll be my turn.
All right. On their turn, they go, I just want to specify, is this like a knees thing? You want us to lay on the ground?
I just growl a little bit.
Okay, on the ground, just fully on the ground. And they both will just sort of lay on the ground with their heads face down.
Okay.
Stream.
Well, all the fun has been had.
I know you want to stab something.
I'm a druid this time.
Oh, I can heal something. You can heal something.
Yeah.
Oh, listen,
the captain's
you get to
been
rogue
wounded.
a little. You rogued it up with the stealthy stealth.
I did. I rogued it up with the stealthy stealth. Stream is going to use her movement, and
Alright.
she is going to get close to the captain. Not like really close, but close enough. And she's
Okay.
going to say, "Gentlemen, how about we have a chat?" She was very quiet the last time she met the captain. So this is like the first time he's heard her speak.
Right.
And the captain will say,
We are currently out of initiative order. Would you like to keep holding the spell, Zavrin? It's Daisy's turn, and we also have Texas. If there's something that you would like to do. The two men are laying face down on the ground, and the captain is still under a hold person.
Right.
We should never start talking like pirates.
So even though he hasn't made an aggressive action, I'm still allowed to go with
You are.
an action?
I would say that
Okay.
you just bumped yourself to the bottom of the initiative order.
Okay, that's fine. I am. I'm going to look at him and say, well, obviously you're outnumbered here, so why don't you tell us what you were doing up at the top of that mountain?
Say it like a pirate.
And I'm going to say it in the most persuading way I possibly can.
Texas, give me a persuasion roll, please.
That would be a 12 plus 13, which is a 25.
Woof.
I'm a bard, y'all.
I'm never giving you another high charisma roll. Yeah, okay. You are out of initiative order. Zavrin, do you just wait for him to fight through this, or do you drop the hold person?
I'm going to say, someone want to bind him before I drop the spell, just so he can't shoot us?
Go over and pull my arrows out.
I can assist with that. I can assist in tying him up, and then I will be nice, and I will give him a pad of healing.
And I'll just take the pistol out of his hand while we're doing that, and then I'll drop the spell.
I'm too nice.
These arrows, they belong to me. I'll be taking them back.
Max sits down on the least hurt pirate and grins at the other one.
Daisy goes and sits on the other one.
Yes.
Sorry about the pin cushioning.
It's fine. I don't know.
That is 5 points of healing to Captain.
And I'll turn back into me, and I'll say, you did draw first, though.
I apologize for drawing on someone who looked exactly like me and was lying to me men. How inconsiderate.
Apology accepted.
I like the cut of his jib.
I don't know what gods I pissed off that you all show up at the most inopportune moments of my entire life.
I'm going to go with all of them.
Did it make your timber shiver?
This one I want to kill. I'm not going to.
So do we.
You get used to it.
It's a toss-up most days, really.
You don't get used to it.
I was striking an accord.
The end.
With?
The weirdos in the red robes.
That don't seem good.
No, it doesn't. I've been seeing more of them, and my men report more of them each and every day. Normally they keep it to themselves, coming down off the hill occasionally. But something's stirring.
That lets me a kill of them.
Where do you see them most, Captain?
His eyes will flick up to the top. If you follow the path upward, they got a little encampment up there. They're lighting candles.
A bunch of landlubbers, I tell ya.
Aye.
Do you know what they want?
I was thinking it was bodies, but I think they like 'em a little more fresh. They asked me for chalk.
And did you give them chalk?
Of course I gave 'em chalk. It's no sweat off my back.
You should have told him to walk the plank.
I swear to God. I swear.
You know, if he keeps it up, we might just untie you and let you. I mean, it would be.
At this point, I'm considering.
Perhaps we can come to
What
an accord.
kind of chalk do they want?
White chalk? The kind you write on stone with?
Captain, have you considered the fact that when they run out of fresh bodies from the children, that they're going to have to turn to your men?
No. What are you talking about?
You think that they're going... The numbers that you're talking about, you think they're going to be satisfied? When they consume things, it's never enough. We just killed one of the cloaks, and 4 of the souls that it had eaten popped out. They don't just need one each forever. They continuously feed.
He looks at the group and goes, which one of you all is the leader here?
We don't really have one, but Texas is probably the closest.
Thanks.
Now you've got it, done it.
What I'm gonna say, you, Tibbs, I'm gonna say you.
Oh, no, she's gonna have her big head. Look at that hat.
Her head can't get any bigger. The hat.
Practically 10 gallon.
The captain will just follow this conversation that's happening between all of you, and then look back over at Texas and goes, "They don't poach our men. We give them to them. A captain's job is to make the hard choices. So we feed them occasionally. And it stops them from hunting
One of
us.
your men to sacrifice to these people.
Aye? If you're caught stealing, if you're caught messing around with something or someone that doesn't belong to you,
Oh, look, the pirates have a code.
fancy that.
More of a guideline, I suspect.
So this is the
I might steal that.
walk the plank.
Yeah. We still do that. I mean, but if occasionally we can make peace with the wackos up on the hill, then we'll do that.
What do you call them? I mean, other than wackos up on the hill.
I call them Reds.
What do they call themselves?
Larry, Steve, whatever their names are. I don't know. I'm always talking to the same one. It's a creepy looking fella. He's got facial hair, sort of brown hair.
Kind of googly eyed.
Do you have any distinguishing features?
Yeah.
What's his name?
You look like a man.
He's only asked me to call him Jack.
Jack?
Yeah.
Be a little frosty.
Look,
A tad. I want nothing
to be frosty, I'll turn you frosty.
How about this? It looks like you're looking to come in here and shake up the status quo. And I've seen what you all are capable of. Especially that one. And he looks over at Pax, who's just sort of sniffs out a little bit of smoke.
Actually, currently has pulled a little bit of food out of his pack and is sharing it with Daisy and offering it to the guys he's sitting on as well.
Like Daisy just waves and like punches the dude in the butt. Like, smacks him with the shield. So, what do you need?
Rum.
Done.
No.
All right.
Ah.
Go guard those two guys with Daisy and Pax.
Nope.
Go teach Daisy some more pirates.
Nope.
He will sort of look at you all and says, "How about this? We let bygones be bygones. You handle your business topside, and I promise not to get in the way."
What do you say? Want to play?
What do you think, guys? Sound fair to you? We send him on his way. We go up there and take care of business.
I think that's about the. I think it's about the best deal we're gonna get from him. But
That or we leave this one here with him.
Ooh. Which way?
He looks at you, Stream, to undo the bindings.
We all in agreement?
Pax actually stands up and offers a couple claws to the guys that are on the ground and a grin.
And I will undo the binding.
Captain, he walks over to you and hands you his flintlock. Just because I has to do it doesn't mean I like it. You put one of these between one of their eyes for me, if you can.
You don't want to join us, do you?
No.
Miss all the fun, you chicken?
He's chicken-hearted.
He's a pirate.
More like a pirate.
Give me a persuasion roll, Tex.
Sorry, I can't help it. Oh, you're welcome. I only rolled a 4, so that's a 17.
Plus 13. That's the most persuasive 4 on Earth.
He will. The minute
He
she
likes
call,
the cut of your jib.
the minute you call him chicken, he laughs and goes to walk away, and then curses under his breath.
Wait, he does or you do?
I do, and he does, because I would say you don't.
calls me chicken.
You don't even need an insight check on this. If he was alone, that's one thing. But his eyes dart over to the two men that are on the ground. And all it takes is one story back with the crew, and his position is in question. And so he sends them off with a look, and they put their hands up and start walking back towards the ship. And he will take his jacket off and leave it on the ground and take another flintlock pistol out and look up at the hill. Well, Captain, lead the way.
All right, we head up the hill.
Let's go, Captain Tex.
Captain Tex and her merry band. Now I have two NPCs, each with their own initiative. Thank you, Tracy. We will talk about this.
As Pax walks past,
I want to pirate with him the whole trip.
Please do not piss off the pirates.
What do you do on PAX?
He pats the captain on the back and says, "This'll be fun."
We need to work on your definitions, lad.
And he just gives him a grin.
This will be informative.
The captain will look down at the little, at Daisy, and Daisy will look over at him, and he'll look at her. They just kind of have a little bit of a stare down. And the captain will just sort of like look at her and been like, I think I've captured 3 or 4 of your people. And Daisy will look up at him and say, I think I've killed about 6 or 7 of your people. And he'll smile and nod to her, and she'll just like roll her eyes and keep walking next to Pax. All right, you're making your way up this tiny hill. It is. Here's something odd in Neverland. Something that I think after enough time you guys have all started to pick up on is that intentions and emotions hold power here. They hold sway over the environment itself, be it weather or things of that sort. They can affect things. And as you begin to walk up this hill, the temperature begins to drop. Yes, Flimbin.
Can I take a quick chance to use my detect portal, which will tell me which is the within a mile where the closest planar portal?
As you cast detect portal, part of your horizon or your walker, there is a portal at the top. It's not.
And it'll give me the direction to it.
Yep, it's about 500 yards away from where you're standing.
All right, I'll relay that to the rest of the group.
Yep. Good night, Hellspawn. Have a good one.
Night Spawn. Can I start scanning for large rocks, like really big rocks?
Define really big.
Like a mountain? We're on it.
No, like as in, if it was a creature, the size class would be huge.
Yeah, I think as you begin to walk up, you are all serenaded with the sounds of chanting. They're chanting in a dark, sort of guttural language that looks like it's resonating the entire area. You do, in fact, see some rocks sort of scattered about, but more importantly is you see the top of this hill. There is a collection of 5 incredibly large rocks. I don't think any of you are from the plane that has these rocks in it. But if you did, you would recognize it almost as a Stonehenge configuration, as these rocks are on this hill, and these individuals are beginning to circle around and start chanting as a portal is open in the center of it. The captain begins to look nervous, and he taps you, Pax. I think you said you were close on the shoulder, and points, and you look at the stones in this area, and each one of them, it has lots of drawings out of white chalk, patterns, sigils, things of that sort that seem to be etched into every available surface of these rocks. Heroes,
Captain.
What are we doing?
I would like. Okay.
Professor? Professor comes
Yeah.
out.
Take a look.
He goes, we have to get a little closer.
All right, I'll say to the rest of the group, maybe we should go for the shock and awe. And
How far away are we?
You are, at this point, as you've traveled up, no one has paid attention to you yet. You're about 75 feet away.
I would like to cast a spell if possible. I want to see what the plan is, but I have a spell that I think is going to be a lot of fun. I've just learned.
Okay.
It's called Animate Object, and I can turn one of the huge rocks into a monster at my command, and have enough energy left over to hit that tiny stone that I was refunded by Daisy as a monster as well. And the two of them will attack on my command, and just as bonus actions, the two of them will attack. So,
definitely that.
I feel like that would be a good
Talk like a
surprise.
pirate. Arr.
I feel like that would be a good surprise, but I don't want to do it until we know what everyone else is doing and we're coordinated.
Do we have a count on how many are up there?
14. 14 individuals with hoods drawn. The more you guys, as you get up there and start looking, they all seem to be chanting and gathering around. Think of it like this. The 14 people in robes gathered around the stones, and at the center of these 5 stones is a portal. Right now, it's floating in the air. It's black and shimmering, and it's about the size of a bowling ball. Okay? As this chanting is beginning to continue, the portal doesn't seem to be changing size. As all of them are just sort of gather around and focus their attention towards the center of the circle.
How wide is the circle?
Hang on. The circle itself is 2 feet, about like 2 feet wide, like not.
I meant the group of people.
Oh, the group of people. It's probably a 60-foot circle, like all the way around. Of people gathered around at different intervals, all gathered about these stones, each one in sort of a separate spot.
And is there any one that stands out? Any of these people? Are they pretty much looking?
Perception or investigation?
Because both of those. Oh, nat 20. Let's see.
Pax starts slowly, very slowly, sort of shifting his weight around to look at the circle, and it's only until you start shifting around the bodies and trying to get a good vantage point that you break through and sort of look in between the arms of 2 of the people and see that there is an individual laying on the stone. The portal is above them, but they are laying flat on the ground. Their arms are like this, and the portal is above them, and their arms are like this.
I look at Texas and I say, now. And he is bunched and ready to run.
Oh.
Shock and awe. Fire and brimstone.
How far away from them are we right now?
75 feet.
75 feet.
Release the hounds.
And I'll ask Daisy, I'll say, do you want to fire your slingshot from the air and ride on the magic flying broom?
No. I'm better at walking.
Okay.
We can be brave.
Could you put me on the broom?
There's a body on the altar. Now.
Put me on the broom. Set me up.
Here's how we're going to do this. Everybody's 75 feet away. You guys are each going to get a surprise round because they're not paying attention. Okay? You're each going to get a movement or an action here to do with what you please. Okay? Then we're going to kick off into initiative. The captain included, Daisy included. Everybody's going to get a move because you guys have been sneaking up and they're right in the thick of this thing. Okay?
I'm going to Okay.
Who's going first?
Shock and awe. Let's do this with a boom. I'm gonna call lightning.
I love it. Okay. Stream goes, shock and awe. I can do this. Digs her feet into the ground, and as she does, her eyes turn that same sort of cloudy color as the sky above her. She reaches out to the primal forces surrounding Neverland, becoming a conduit for these natural energies as a storm cloud rolls in and above. I think there's a moment where everybody's chanting, and then one of them might like look up a little bit at this odd cloud that is formed over the entirety of the group. Stream, what is the effects of call lightning?
Call lightning. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius.
Yep.
Centered on a point that I can see.
Yep.
The spell falls. Hold on. Scroll down a little bit more. When you cast the spell, you pick the point. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to that point. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes then 3d10 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. Each of your turns until the spell ends, you can use your action to call down another bolt of lightning this way, targeting either the same point or a different one.
Where are you aiming the first strike, Stream?
The guy that is laying under the portal.
Guy that is laying under the portal. He's going to take this dex save at disadvantage because he's laying down. First one was a 19. Second one was a 2. He's going to take full damage to this. Roll your d10s.
Is this a bad guy?
You don't know. You don't know.
Nope, I don't know. But that's the thing that I'm doing. Where I don't have enough.
Turns out he's tied to the table.
Good, bad. He's the guy getting hit by lightning.
He's the guy gonna be struck by lightning today.
Ugh.
He was the unfortunate one.
Mondays, am I right? Ugh.
Right. That's 3. Oh, okay.
Texas, you're up next. What are you doing?
And then that were 14.
18 points of lightning damage.
18 points of lightning damage. There is a scream from the center of the circle, but this individual does not get up and seems to take the lightning into his chest.
All right, so we've got a portal. The portal's 75 feet away, correct?
Correct.
Along with the guy.
Mhm.
Does it look like all of the people are creating this magic, or does it look like there's kind of one leader that's creating this?
You can give me an Arcana check if you'd like to determine the nature of this spell. I'll grant this as a free action.
19.
You think it's a collective group here. Belief has power, and you interpret that as you will.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to 5 feet. I'm going to do some math. I'm going to move forward.
Okay.
About 25 feet.
Okay.
Because I'm playing chess, this doesn't work. And I'm going to try casting Dispel Magic on the portal. It's 120-foot range.
Okay.
I'm using my mandolin to do that.
Give me. Texas walks forward, and as she does, she casts Dispel Magic. I'm gonna need you to roll a d20 for me, just for fun. What song are you playing, Texas, from your mandolin as you cast Dispel Magic?
You want to hear a song? Okay, I'll give you your 20.
If it's not Thunderstruck, I'm disappointed.
It's 14, and what did you want me to add?
I want your spell casting ability. Modifier.
Oh, okay. So it's a 23.
Okay.
I'm not going to be actually singing. I'm just going to be strumming just a refrain because it's stuck in her head of the I've Got Friends.
You got it. A red mist will start to pour out of the portal. It begins to flow into the individual that's there until Texas walks forward, and amidst this mystical chanting, there's a brief pause in the chanting, and then you just hear the strums from this musical instrument and this tiny singing voice erupting through, and it cuts through the concentration. And as it does, the magic from the mandolin reaches out, and the portal begins to swell and swell and swell, and then pops and, and dissipates. All of the eyes turning towards the group.
Of course it does.
Not the group, the person 25 feet away from the group, as all eyes point to her, and you see, now that they have turned around and started looking in your direction, more than half of them have their eyes gone, like sewn shut.
That's creepy.
Yeah. And they turn and are attracted to the sounds coming from Texas. Flinbin.
All right. So silence. And then I'm gonna jump on his broom, and can I go? I would say to where I'm about 125 feet out.
Yep.
I have to.
He's got to activate it first. So you could say, "Hey, give me the broom," and then let's keep it going.
Give me 120 feet when you get me to go. But I can fire from where I'm at now, and then I can move. It'll move when he moves.
Okay.
All right. So I will attack or try to hit.
You're just hitting cultist.
Yes, the closest one that's closest, or the one that would be closest to our mandolin player now.
Give me 2 attack rolls and roll damage. Pax, what are you doing through all this?
As soon as I saw Texas move, he is going to be dashing into the fray.
Yeah.
He's heading up, and he starts roaring.
You just start screaming out. Is this to frighten everybody, or this is a battle cry?
It is a battle cry, and I'm using my action for dash, and I'm just moving, trying to get there as quickly as I can.
Yep. Daisy is right there at your side, and as this guttural scream comes forth from Pax, you feel like it's a little louder than before, and you look down, and Daisy has copied your movement chest forward and is screaming out as well. Your voice is intermingling. All of the eyes that are sewn shut divert from Texas and focus on the 2 warriors who are screaming out into the night air. Texas, there is a flood of movement as a lot of them ignore you and start making their way towards Pax and Daisy. Daisy's got her shield up and the slingshot ready to go. Zavrin.
It was 28 points total damage.
28 points. 2 of the cultists go down with arrows sticking out of them. Sunk, sunk, as Flinbin takes out 2 of the 14.
First thing I'm going to do is I am going to cast animate object.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull out the stone that Daisy gave me, and it lifts off from my hand because things that don't have an automatic means of locomotion fly, and it will fly 30 feet toward the cultists, and then from in the midst of the cultists, I want to take one of the huge rocks and have it lift off the ground. Hopefully causing some of the other ones to fall over and just make a lot of noise and distract and disrupt them.
Sure. The intent behind the spell is received as this small rock raises in your hand and flies outward. As it does, it gets closer to the large rock there as these cultists are running forward, about to swarm over Pax and Daisy like a sea. This large rock is animated out of the ground and achieves a bit of sentience, correct? Like it becomes a creature. Yeah. As it does... it takes on the appearance of a somewhat large creature as this small figure lands next to it, and these two figures mirror Pax and Daisy and let loose this rock scream as each side is now flanked by this like rock behemoth, this tiny rock, and this giant dragonborn and this tiny girl. Both seem to mirror each other and yelling on opposite sides of the field. Gang, roll initiative. This battle's going to go hard. Okay? 20 to 25.
With my movement, I will get Tibbs and I onto the stick and get the gray staff and get us like 50 feet in the air.
Is this a concentration spell?
It is a concentration spell.
Got it. Understood. 20 to 25. Okay.
Uh-oh. Not as good as the last time.
20. Hang on. I got to roll for... No way. Okay. Captain Avarian's going first.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cap.
Captain Avarian goes first. 20 to 15. Stream. All right. Twist of fate. That's our girl. Good job, Stream. 15 to 10. Oof.
Gosh.
Wow, I got 12.
Daisy's going next.
Don't forget, Daisy has one spot of guidance, as does.
Thank you, Stream. How long does guidance last? 15 to 10?
It's a minute.
Okay, so that's been...
Yeah, it's gone. Never.
Inspiration is 10 minutes, so that's probably gone as well.
I think so. No, your inspiration. We'll say that inspiration is going to come in clutch. Inspiration's still kicking. 10 to 5.
8.
8. Pax? Oof.
5.
Ugh.
I rolled a 1, but I have a +4 to initiative.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
I wish I had rolled a 1, because then I could probably roll it over again.
Oh, that's right. I can roll it over again.
Oh, did I
Thank
say
you.
that out loud?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Go subtle.
9.
Actually, I wasn't even thinking that, in all honesty. It was not my intent.
So
Captain...
that means Mike for me.
Mike is before you.
Okay.
Captain Avarium very quietly is going to walk towards the center of this area and towards the man who was underneath the portal as he sits, as the man sits up and begins to look about at the cultist. As he creeps forward, he is going to hold his shot and dash to get closer to this individual. He's not firing yet. Stream.
Well, as my action, I'm going to call another bolt of lightning into like the middle of this cultist.
Okay.
They're kind of surrounded now.
Yeah. Dex
so
save?
Anyone in that area, dex save? Yep.
One of the cultists goes sprinting off to the side. The other two are hit with the lightning. So that one's going to take half damage. Give me damage for all of those. Daisy is up next, followed by Zav.
That's 24.
Ugh.
And then half would be 12.
2 more cultists go down, and one of the cultists looks badly singed by the lightning.
And that ends my turn.
Good job, Stream. Daisy's turn. Daisy will look at this sort of group moving in and will fire with her new slingshot. Shield at the ready. That is a 26 to hit. As a very tiny little homage to Etheria goes flying out, and these little slingshot bolts turn into little chaos bolts of force energy and smash into the head of one of the cultists, sending it to the ground. You are down to 9. That is her turn. Zav.
Okay, the giant rock, the huge rock, is going to lumber over and take a swat at a cultist.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
27.
He's up. Yeah, what's the least amount of damage this thing can do?
6.
Okay, well, roll damage then.
It's 2d12 plus 4.
There you
go. 20.
Yep, he has smushed it. He's smushed it so bad.
And then the tiny one goes buzzing around. Nat 20.
Okay, the little tiny one is going to be a little tricky for me. Roll damage for the little tiny one with your nat 20.
The tiny one does not do nearly as much damage, so even on a critical,
Those-
the tiny one does a total of 8 points of damage.
Okay.
It's
cool.
like, bap.
Ah!
And then it kind of drifts back over to its big brother, and it's like, that'll be my bonus action. And for my action, I think I will do a Chaos Bolt.
Chaos Bolt. Give me an attack with your Chaos Bolt.
All right. Let's see. That is going to be an 18.
18. Yeah, you're just aiming at a random cultist?
Do any of the cultists look like they are more in charge? Like, are any of them look more in charge than the others?
The only person who does not have their eyes currently sewn up is the gentleman that's laying down on the table that all of a sudden sits up and has a bit of a scarred lightning bolt thing on his chest, and he's looking about confused.
I'll just go with a random cultist then, even though I suspect that he's probably the BBEG.
You got it.
I don't know it.
Harry.
I don't know it for a fact yet, so I will not metagame this. I will go for a regular cultist.
Give me an attack roll.
That was the 18.
That was the 18. What is the damage for this one?
Let's see. 2d8 plus 1d6. Let's see if the d8s match. They do not. So it's going to be 16 cold damage.
16 points of cold damage. Yeah, another one freezes solid. You were down to 7 cultists and one gentleman in the middle. That is his turn. Okay. The cultist standing in the middle right now, who's the closest to him, is the captain. This gentleman will stand up, and as he does, he'll turn back to all of you, and you'll see this fierce look in his eyes as he outstretches his hand. As he does, the fallen bodies of some of the cultists, you guys have taken out 5 at this point. The cloaks, the robes begin to fly off of them and head towards this individual.
Oh boy.
All 5 of them, and they will race across the area. He will spend his action summoning back the cloaks around him, and as they do, I think they will coalesce on to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just sort of surround him for a minute. That is his action. With his movement, he will walk back towards where the portal was and outstretch his hands. That is his turn. The other 7 cultists will flick his wrist, and the 7 cultists, I think, will run. Who are they going to run at? Who's doing the most damage? Zav, you're up in the air. Flinden, you're up in the air. Texas isn't really making that much noise anymore. She was. Pax
Stop playing her
screamed.
mandolin.
Yeah, Pax screamed, and so did Daisy, and so did the rock monster. 5 of them are going to break off and go towards Pax and Daisy and make some attack rolls against them. And the other 2 are going to go off against this giant rock monster. Pax, 17 to hit.
Miss.
19 to hit.
Miss.
Daisy gets a +2 to her AC now, correct? With that,
Actually, it's chainmail +1 is what it basically is.
okay. With the shield.
And then the +2 with the shield, yes. Now, if she's being attacked, I'm going to use a reaction to use protection.
Okay. You watch as two of them go against you, and they're not able to make much leeway. Three of them direct their attention towards Daisy. One of them she manages to push off with the shield, and another one gets very close to her, kind of scraping at her with its fingers. Would you like to use protection there?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use protection as my reaction.
Okay.
Imposing disadvantage on the attack roll.
It's still gonna hit.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say, can I use sorcery points to bend luck?
Absolutely.
2 sorcery points to subtract a D4.
This could do it. Roll the D4 for me.
It is a 4.
I'll take it. Does that mean you get to roll on the wild magic table?
Bend luck does not do wild magic. It's only the wild magic surge where I give myself advantage.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, you guys watch as that other attack like sort of reaches forward, and as it does, it is unable to find purchase as that wild luck kicks in.
Butterfly flies in front.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Good. Perfect. That is their turn. That is all the cultists' turn. Mike, you're up.
All right. I'll pick out the closest ones to.
Give me 2 more attack rolls. Texas, you're up next.
Okay. I'm ready. Whenever.
Does a 19 hit?
19 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. All right. They both hit then, because the other one was
yes.
25. So
these guys are squishy. They weren't going to be when they were summoning things from the portal, but then the portal got closed. But I got to play this true. I got to play this out.
You got to play the hand that Tracy dealt you.
I got to play it out. That dispel magic.
All right, so 11 on one.
Okay.
Excuse me.
For
wild magic, are you
10,
doing the
14 on the other?
Got it.
Are you doing it on a 1, or is it something different when you do it?
I'm looking at the player's handbook, and it says that any time you cast a spell, I have the ability to make you roll. So on your next turn,
I've been rolling a d20 each time I cast a spell. I just didn't know if it was on a 1 for you. I know some DMs do something different.
Oh, no. I'll go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I cast the animate object, so I rolled.
Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a D after you cast a sorcerer spell. If you roll a 1, there's a magical thing that takes effect. Yeah.
Yeah. I rolled a 16. I'm just.
Did you roll for bend luck? Even though that's not a spell, I don't think you need to do that.
I can do it if you want.
No, we're good.
I like wild magic.
No, we're all set.
I didn't do it for Chaos Bolt. Hang on. That's a 6.
All right, no worries. You're all good. Flinnbin takes out another 2. You guys have him down to 5.
All right, that's me now, right?
Texas and then Pax.
All right, for my action, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at there are 2 over next to Daisy and Pax, right?
He took out 2. No, there's 3 next to them.
Well, I'm picking 2 of them. The one that's closest to Daisy.
Okay.
That's right all up in her face,
Yeah.
and then one of the others.
Do it.
I get 2 blasts. The first one is a frick. The first one is a nat 1.
Okay, that's gonna miss.
So that's gonna miss. The second one is a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. That was a 1. It was 1 point. And then I'm going to
You give him a love tap of Eldritch Blast.
Oh my gosh, that was painful. I'm going to
Set
use
him up,
my.
I'll knock him down.
Sorry?
Set him up, I'll knock him down.
Yeah, thank you. Well, then I'll do something that I'm actually good at instead, and use my bonus action to inspire Pax.
Okay.
So I'll. Boo hoo! Portal is through. Ooh ooh! 6 of us too. Ooh ooh! What'll you do? Pax kicks Kick his butt, my darling.
You are sufficiently inspired, Pax. Take that
You have
inspiration.
No idea.
You could have just said darling and it would have been inspired.
Oh.
All right.
Wrong campaign.
All right, darling, you're up.
All right, I am gonna lay about me with my hammer.
All right.
First
You're gonna use your lay on hammer attack.
Lay on hammer. It's versus 16.
Versus one of the cultists that's against you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that just barely hits.
Okay. That one's taking 8 plus 6, 14. Damage.
All right. 14. No, he's down.
Choosing another 17 plus 10. I'm assuming that'll hit.
Yep.
Just barely though.
Barely. And that's going to be for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Anybody still standing with us?
The one that took the 9 points of damage is still up.
And that's the last one we have.
There are two fighting the rock monster, but I don't
No,
think
I
they're
mean
going to
right
last
next to
long.
us.
Not right next to you. It's just that one that's still standing.
I'm going to actually risk a attack of opportunity as I run past and head towards the big guy.
Okay. Take it. Let's do this. Finally. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
All right, 22 hits. As you watch as a little bit of this claw comes underneath your armor and manages to find purchase in your tough dragon skin. As it does, a little bit of your blood drops out from this wound that only does... Let's see... 7 points of damage, which isn't bad to a guy like Pax. But Pax, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that could be trouble. 16 minus 1, 15.
Pax, before you know if this takes a hold, do you want to use your inspiration here?
I would love to use inspiration here.
Okay.
And that'll add another 3.
18 total?
Yes, 18 total.
The magic begins to take a hold of you as you realize that some of your friends are not who they said they were, and that you owe your allegiance to a darker god until the word darling seems to resonate in your head, giving you just enough energy to push out this spell, pushing it out of your system, causing you to regain control over your senses.
Okay.
All right. You use your energy to sort of fly forward towards the large rock individual. That is the end of the initiative order as the Captain of Varium takes both of his pistols out and points them towards the man staring at where the portal once was. And in a very calm voice tells him to hit the ground. And the man who is surrounded by these red cloaks turns and looks at the captain and sort of looks him square in the eye. And continues casting. Captain Avarium will look over, yell towards you, Texas, and say, "Do you want me to take the shot or let him be?" And Texas, I'm going to let you yell out here.
Oh gosh. Take the shot.
Okay. A bullet is shot forth from this flintlock pistol, and as it gets closer, the image of the person in front begins to shimmer and fade as the bullet passes through the space where he once was. There is a laugh from the spot as the captain laughs with the figure in that space until the captain brings up the second flintlock and fires. That bullet pierces through and hits the head of the individual closest to him. The figure will roll to the ground and be enveloped by all of the remaining cloaks from around the area. Every fallen cultist member, those cloaks will fly forward to this spot where this body has fallen after being struck with a bullet, and another portal will appear, sucking the cloak and the writhing mass figure into this portal. This portal is now on the ground. The other one was hovering. It is now taken center shape in the center of this field that you are in at the top of the hill. There are no other cultists available. There are bodies, and there are no cloaks. The individual seems to have been taken into where this portal was. The portal is growing steadily.
Are we out of initiative?
You are out of initiative.
Professor, what do you see now?
It's a big portal, man. It's like real big. And
Go ahead.
No. Yeah, he's just talking. He's just talking to Flinbin. Flinbin and Zavrin are still flying up above everyone.
Let's get down to the ground. Is the body that's wrapped in the cloaks still there, or has it been sucked into the portal?
You are not sure. I say this just because where the body was, now there is a portal. You're not sure if it was sucked in or if it is become the portal, or from your vantage point, there was a body, the cloaks flew forward, there was a flash, and the captain is the one closest to it. His cloak, his shirt is being almost like it's being blown by the wind, but he's managing to stand his ground next to this portal, and he's backing up slowly.
Would my movement have taken me up to where?
Absolutely. I think you're next to the captain. I think Daisy's keeping her distance.
What I would have been done is been next to the captain, and so.
Yeah. The captain's like, all right, I'm open to suggestions here.
Yeah.
I can't pull the same trick I pulled with the last portal. I can only do that once.
Oh, it's
I
like
cast a spell magic.
okay. Stream channels into the earth itself, and as she does, she begins to send out energy towards the portal. Stream, what level are you casting this at?
Hold on 1 second. I can pull my character.
12, obviously.
Level 12.
I can do. Let me make sure I just don't. I can do a 5th level spell slot.
Okay. I'm still going to need you to roll a dice here and add your spell casting modifier.
Do you want to?
There's no pressure.
But before you tell me what this is, do you want to inspire her, Texas, for this?
Absolutely. Oh, the pressure.
I haven't looked at it yet. It's covered by my hair.
Okay, don't look at it.
Okay. Let's go back to the same one because my brain's not working right now.
No, that's good.
Well, it's well
Now
past
you
your
know
bedtime, so.
Now you know how Zephyr feels half the time.
I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends. And we've got hopeful faces.
All right, you have an inspiration dice.
Okay, so is that a D8?
D8.
Oh, okay. That is
1 million.
I rolled a nat 20 and I have a +9 to spells. And I rolled a 7 on my D8, so numbers.
So
35.
like 36.
36? I got 36.
The portal.
Wait, I bend luck. No.
The portal begins to shift outward, and as it does, this red mist begins to seem to channel outward from the portal itself. The red mist, a tiny bit of it coalesces into this world, and as it does, it moves towards the ground. However, Stream centers herself, digging into the ground around her, the green of the earth almost being channeled out through her as this dispel magic is cast. And the red and the green meet each other in this violent show of light and magic that coalesces into a single point. As it coalesces into a single point, there's a fight of wills as Pax holds back Daisy. Captain Avarium is backing up as well, and then all of a sudden there is a scream outward from Stream as the green overtakes the red, and this field is sort of rippled outward as the weather around the area changes immediately. The cloaks all fall from where the portal once was. No individual amidst the cloaks, but they all fall in a circular pattern, radiating from a single 4-leaf clover that is growing out of the ground. All of the cloaks seem to have fallen in a circle around the 4-leaf clover.
Well, I've got mixed feelings as to whether we should even be touching that.
Pax is probably poking at the cloaks right now with his hammer.
Yeah, you start poking at the cloaks, and there is no sort of reaction from them. And Daisy starts looking around the area for wood.
I would like to use my Speak with Plants spell.
Okay.
And talk to the clover. It's a level 3.
Hello.
Who are you?
I am the clover.
Who's the clover?
Well, that's me.
Oh, well, how did you get here?
I don't know. I was very far away, and then something called to me.
I would like to have my giant monolith fall on Tibbs. No.
It takes a lot to get me to travel, but I was called forth.
I'll share what Clover's saying for the rest of the.
Ask her if she's a good clover or a bad clover.
Are you a good clover or a bad clover?
I guess it depends on the wish that the person makes.
Does Mr. Tibbs share this?
A little confused. What do you mean by that?
I am a wish. This is the form I take here.
But how were you summoned here?
I don't know.
What do people usually do with you?
It depends on the person. Some use me for evil to bring about old ways or old beings that shouldn't be around anymore. Some use me for good, to have conversations with loved ones, long thought gone, or to effect change.
Do you know this land?
I know all lands.
What would be the best thing to do for this land?
That is not my choice. I am simply a means to an end. Who here would make the better choice?
I've got a little girl that should talk to you. Her name's Daisy.
Oh no.
All
Can
right.
you talk to her?
Is that your wish?
No.
Then no.
Okay, then I will translate for her. Guys, I need Daisy.
What's going on?
This clover can do good for the land, but I don't know how.
Is Daisy out gathering wood right now?
Yeah. To burn the cloaks.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm gonna go and get Daisy.
The little rock is buzzing around, gathering up the cloaks and putting them in a pile.
Yeah. Daisy comes back. What is it? Oh, that's pretty.
It is.
Daisy, that's Clover.
Hi.
And Clover has a special ability that she can impart upon this land. Do you know if you were given a wish for the land, what you would wish for?
I mean, I like water slides.
Yeah, water slides are cool. But what about the rest of the land?
Oh, like for
What
everybody?
about... Yeah. What would be best for Never?
What would be best for Never?
What would make Never the happiest?
I don't know. That's a really big question, and I'm kind of small.
You're a really big girl at heart.
I think
I trust you.
Okay.
You want to whisper it in my ear?
No, I got it. And she'll pick up the clover, and she will close her eyes. And as she closes her eyes and scrunches her face, there is a ripple outward. This light green energy that seemed to emanate from stream earlier seems to and ripple over the entirety of the island. Outward. To all different directions, covering the land, the trees, all of it. And she opens her eyes.
Good job.
Thanks. Oh,
What'd you wish for?
well, I can't tell you, silly, or it won't come true.
I'm not sure that's how these things work.
I'm pretty sure that's how these things work.
I think it already did come true.
And she goes over to her book and places it next to the daisy and closes the book. Are we going to make a fire now?
I think we should.
That'd be great. Let's make a fire. Huh. She goes over and makes a fire, and I think it's beautiful. I think you guys gather all these items up, and sure enough, the same process repeats itself with all of these shadows being let free and loose into the world. Each one taking a second to acknowledge you and nod towards you and smile, almost. And unfortunately, as you guys all gather this fire and have it set up, there is a portal that opens not too far away. You realize it's the portal leading you all home, as your job here on this plane has been completed.
I don't see a portal. Anyone else not see a portal?
I mean, I'm not seeing a portal.
Is the captain still with us?
No. Amidst all the chaos and the talk of this, the captain has slipped away into the night.
Do we know consequences of not entering the portal at this time?
There's probably some paperwork to fill out.
I'm actually going to reach into my haversack and pull out a gray, interesting-looking box with strange runes on the side of it. And as I open that up, I'm going to start passing brown bottles around with blue labels on them to everybody. And then I look at Daisy and I pull out a clear glass bottle with the orange liquid in it, and I unscrew the top and I hand it to her.
There's a bit of a like look of awe as she like looks at it and as she takes a sip, and then begins to like chug this thing down as it's the first time she's ever had soda before, and she like sips it and like licks her lips and stuff like that. There's a bit of a commotion from the path outward, and you guys all look as you've all started to enjoy this fire, and Captain Avarium comes back up and he's got with him a couple of sacks. And as he brings the sacks up on land, he dumps the sacks onto the fire, and you notice that there's probably 15 or 20 of the red cloaks, and he dumps them on the fire, and he looks at you all and he says, just because we had an agreement didn't mean I could take out a couple of them along the way.
I grab another of those brown bottles with the blue label and hand it over to the captain.
We end this episode with Captain Avarium and Daisy and you all sitting around this fire, occasionally acknowledging the spirits that have been left behind. And it's odd, that sound of laughter that sort of rings on the air occasionally as one of these shadows moves through. And every time there's that little bit of laughter on the air, Daisy looks up. And she just kind of looks around until all the cloaks are burned. And she kind of looks around and smiles at the fire. But then you guys all hear it too. Some of that laughter is still there. And you walk to the edge of the clearing and look out onto Neverland as one by one, along the treetops, tiny lights are starting to light as the lanterns are being lit. As it seems like things are getting a little bit more crowded. And Daisy will grab your hand, Pax.
What did you wish for?
For people to come home.
Good choice.
They're not lost anymore.
No, they're not.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. The Neverland crew, when they get back from their dungeon, are going to have to deal with the lost boys and never boys returning back in large numbers, as people taken by the tired have now come back.
we're good at shaking up your world, aren't we?
I have to play it true. That's what she would wish for. Like, everybody that got lost, everybody that was tired, it's time to wake up.
I knew she was the only one that could make that wish.
Yeah.
So
As soon as I heard you say it, I was like, nope, muted. I can't help with this.
Congratulations, crew. You have permanently changed the campaign in Neverland as things are about to get a whole lot more crowded. Congratulations. Well done, crew. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in to watch and supported the Indigo Explorers League. We love you guys. We're gonna. There's always a spot at the table for you. Indigo, I am so sorry that I kept you up way past your bedtime. But yeah, you took a nap. So we love you guys. Indigo, connect, and we will see you guys soon. Love, 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 love. Keep making wishes. Bye.